Before we start making Shrek in Magic the Gathering, you're going to need the context first. You see, I am trying to make every form of pop culture into a Magic the Gathering deck, and the latest top comment was a Shrek themed deck, winning with Happily Ever After. If you have suggestions, leave them in the comments down below. The one caveat is they must be in perfect Shakespearean Old English or with money attached. It's late stage capitalism, folks. What can I say? Now, if you've somehow avoided watching Shrek in the last 20 years, allow me to quickly summarize it for you. The story starts in the swamp. Smash Mouth is playing. There's a hut. There's ogre signs, and Shrek is hanging out, being his ogre self, making earwax candles and eating slugs. It's very fun. Then a bunch of fairy tale folk like books and puppets and talking donkeys start rolling up in his backyard, setting up camp. This upsets him because he is a loner. So he rolls up on Duloc, the fantasy town that's nearby, where he and Donkey are trying to find who did this to his land. It's Farquaad. This short king who looks like Markiplier is the one who pushed all the fantasy creatures into his backyard. So Shrek goes, "Hey, give me it back." And Farquaad says, "Okay, you just got to do me one quest. First, you need to go to the Volcano Castle and get me a shoddy in the tallest tower." Very cool. So Shrek and Donkey go on a quest, and they find Princess Fiona, who is a hot ogre, by the way. Very fun and cool. They go on a big montage on their way back to Duloc. They kind of fall in love. It's a good thing for Shrek and Fiona, until suddenly Farquaad's like, "All right, you did it. You did your job. Now I'm taking Fiona away." So Shrek is sad. Donkey's like, "Dude, you got to go get your girl, whatever." It's the wedding day. Farquaad and Fiona are getting married. They're going to kiss and stuff. Ew, gross. Boom. He gets bodied. Shrek and Donkey roll up. Shrek's like, "I love you, Fiona." Fiona's like, "I love you, Shrek." They start kissing and having a happy ending. So fast forward, they're back at the swamp. They're starting to make their sequels, and Donkey is there too. That's kind of the end of the movie. There's a big dance number. It's really good. I would recommend watching it. But that's the movie, folks. You should go and see it. Now, the one caveat of the deck was that we had to use Happily Ever After to get the win condition. It is a 2 and a white enchantment that has a lot of hoops that we have to jump through in order to get the victory royale. So our commander, to make everything easier, is going to be Esika, god of the tree. She makes our stuff tap for mana, which is very useful. The backside is also the Prismatic Bridge, a 5 mana enchantment that gets us a bunch of creatures onto the battlefield every upkeep. Very good. We're going to need it because we're going to be mana starved. It is what it is. What can I say? Now we got all 5 mana. That's half of the battle for the Happily Ever After completed. Very good. Now, swamps. It's Shrek's whole thing. That's like all the memes are Shrek and the swamp. He loves swamps. Very good. Urborg, Tomb of Yawgmoth, makes all of our lands swamps, and then the World Tree unmesses up our mana pool by making our lands tap for any mana. Very good. Very nice. Thank you, World Tree. Thank you, Tomb of Yawgmoth. Very good. The cool thing we can do now that all of our stuff is swamps, Korlash, heir to Blackblade. He's sort of like OG Shrek because he's powered by swamps, and he can be regenerated. Shrek never dies. And Nightmare is a horse, but really a donkey that does kind of the same thing. What can I say? There's no donkey creature types in Magic. It is what it is. Makes the most sense. Thematically fits in. I'm working with scraps here, folks. All right. Anyway, Shrek is obviously going to be Yidris Maelstrom Wielder. This 4 mana beast ogre has chaos in the palm of his hand, just like any Shrek wannabe fanfiction does. Indeed, he gives us Cascade, which is cool and very good. Shrek is love. Shrek is life. Speaking of life, we need to gain more life than we started with. So Oloro, Ageless Ascetic, gives us life on our upkeep. So does Subversion, this cool swampy looking card, also gives us life and damages our opponents along the way. And then Clearwater Goblet, we can cast it using 1 color of each mana type and then gain 5 life on our upkeep. Very good. Speaking of upkeeps, the lovely Fiona is going to be played by Obeka, Splitter of Seconds. She gives us more upkeeps the more damage we do with her to a player. Very nice. Now we gain a bunch of life on our second upkeep phases. It's good. It is what it is. Now Farquaad, of course, is a small little evil guy. So Mind Layer is a small little evil guy who destroys lands because he's a dwarf and, he's destroying Shrek's land by sending a bunch of stuff. It's really thematic, probably the most perfect pick of all time. Now you're wondering, all right, Happily Ever After, how do we get it? So we need to control 5 or more colors among permanents we control. We can make that happen. And then 6 or more card types. Let's count them. Land, Then we got artifact. Then we got creature. Then we got enchantment. That's also all 5 colors. Very easy, very nice. Then we got the sorcery that goes and finds us the happily ever after. And then there's the instant that does life gain because of swamps. It's good, very thematic. And then we throw in the invasion of Eldraine because Eldraine is like Shrek world, kind of. It's very like fairy tale storyland. Very good. Doesn't matter. Doesn't need to be all that plentiful. We have enough in our deck to make it work. And we gain life along the way. So that's all of it. We did it. Boom. What can I say? I'm kind of a genius when it comes to this kind of thing. So if you have suggestions, leave them in the comments down below. Don't forget the old English thing and the Shakespearean flair. I need it. It's mandatory. But yeah, that's the end of the video. If you liked it, leave a like. If you subscribe, subscribe. And if you want to hang out with us, join the Discord. It's very fun and cool. We all like drawing and talking about Magic the Gathering. It's a good like-minded space to be. Very fun. I hope to see you in the next one. Peace out, everybody.